Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to this week's meeting of the Investors Business Forum. Before I start, may I first of all comment positively on the responses that there were to the blog last week. Really good. Nice to see if we can keep that up and maintain a good flow of banter underneath what comes out. So yeah, thanks for all the contributions to that. Into the meeting itself, as you know, I'm chairman. My job to get you through the agenda. Leadership team assist with us, and if they could be outstanding and introduce themselves, please.
Hello, I'm Vincent. I chair the membership committee and I also am in charge of the bell. I told us last week, I'm doing it properly.
Good morning, everybody. Terry, your membership and recruitment.
Morning, Affairs Education Coordinator.
Good morning, Scott, your meeting secretary, your handsome face at live chats, and another man.
Excellent. Please be seated. Thank you very much indeed. Of course, telling us Dr. Tenerife, where John's just come back from, looking very healthy. Welcome back, John. Let's get that going around. Right. Okay, let's get on with the meeting. The performance lead is first. Scott, could you take us through it?
Yep, of course. So, welcome to October. Means we're finished September off. This is the total for a month. I'm really happy to say that 14 members topped 100 points this month, which is great. Only one member topped 200 points though. Third place, 197, so almost there, was Aidan. 1 point ahead, 198 points was me. But the winner was Terry, 230. There we go, but it's all reset now, so we can start again.
Right. Ben, you're next with introduce the education presentation.
Thank you very much. Well, today's education comes from, as you did such a good job covering me last week, I'm going to hand back over to Mr. Paul DeLue.
You could take one pass on. Sorry. It's not uncommon for us when running around businesses find there's more you can do in a day than you can achieve in a day or a week or a month. So a good time management strategy can help solve that. And it can help dramatically reduce stress and increase productivity at the same time. There are many time management strategies out there. The one I'm fan of is the Eisenhower Matrix, which was made famous by the former US president. On the sheet coming around, apologies to press call, I'll try to take the environment by putting as many on the sheet as possible. It's very simple to understand and it helps prioritise tasks by urgency and importance and sorts out those less urgent or important tasks that you either shouldn't do or you should delegate perhaps to somebody else. So there's 4 quadrants on there and I'll talk through them very quickly. The first quadrant is the do section. And that's for urgent and important tasks in your role and in your life. They're things with clear deadlines and consequences for not taking, and there's consequences for not taking immediate action. An example is might be a client project or proposal or pick a sick child up from school. It's urgent and important and you need to do it now. Second quadrant is called the scheduler sector or quadrant. It's for tasks that aren't urgent but are important. These are activities without a set deadline that bring you closer to your goals. An example could be actually sitting down and doing some strategic planning. It's important, but it's not critically urgent. Or doing exercise. It's important, but if you've got things you need to do in order to keep your money rolling into your business, it's not as important. The third quadrant is the delegated quadrant. These are things that are urgent but not important and don't require your specific skills. They might include responding to some emails or when somebody calls you and asks for an urgent favour or request that you could delegate to somebody else because it doesn't necessarily need your skills. The fourth and last quadrant is the deleted quadrant. In here are things that aren't urgent and aren't important. They're distractions that often make you feel worse afterwards because you've wasted precious time. Although they can be okay in moderation. This might include surfing the internet aimlessly, sitting watching go-karting videos on YouTube, or playing Candy Crush on your phone. These are things that aren't urgent, aren't important, and if you want to create more time in your working day, try and remove them from what you do. And that's it, the Eisenhower matrix, time management. An easy way to help you prioritise, plan, delegate, delete. And always remember what Eisenhower said, once said, what's important is seldom urgent, and what's urgent is seldom important. Thank you.
The other thing about the education is it teaches you things about yourself. I need an eye test.
It is very small.
But thank you, Paul. Excellent. Moving on, membership matters. Terry, you've got something to tell us.
Yeah, good morning everybody. Yeah, a couple of things. I was teasing last week with something which has now been resolved, so I'm pleased to announce that Hannah, who initially only had a short membership for 6 months, is rejoining for a year. Hurrah! Sorry, I'm going to give her a clap for this here. So yeah, very pleased with that. It's great to have Hannah staying on and seeing the benefits of joining. And what else was there? There's a couple of other things I'm comfortable going to mention. Yeah, Will, you don't you also the email from Will? Good news, bad news. Bad news, Will left. Good news is can you all look out for someone who does commercial finance? It's a bit raw, but that's fine. It's still warm, so you know. Thank you very much.
But we did discuss at synergy team meetings about when people leave, it should be an opportunity to focus specifically on that area and see if we can all go and find somebody. But in the context of guests September, maybe I won't bother. Right. That moves us on. I think that's at this point that I stand up to address you. Why, but I do. In addressing you, I am of course telling you that before the 60-second round, I'm sending round cards, check that you're adequately represented in there, and take cards that you might need to make referrals. Right. So, 60-second round. Vincent is on bells, as he demonstrated. We won't put him to the test at this stage. But in 60 seconds, that means 60 seconds, and that's what you'll hear if you go over, or you'll hear it after 50, and then after 60. Let's do it. Yeah, go on. Thank you. Mike won the Oscar last week. He proudly displays it at the front of his desk. You're going to sing out carefully, and will be awarded the Oscar at the end of the round. So, without let's get underway. Mike will be first, but we've got time to consider everything else when we go through. And John Freeman is second.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to have a brief talk today about consistency in your marketing. So if you're putting out short-form posts, blogs, educational videos and other regular content to drawing customers, you need to learn what works. And like everything in life, that's going to take a bit of time. If you put out 10 blogs and don't get many results, it's probably because you're not giving people the type of information that they want. Basically, you're not doing it very well. But if someone said they'd run German lessons for a month, would you expect them to be any good at it? That's the real thing. So like German lessons, you keep going, and you keep sucking at it for a little while, but you do that. And the trick is to make the process the goal rather than the result. So if I say I want to learn German in a month, I'm not going to get there, I'm going to fail at that. But if I say I'm going to do 2 German lessons every week ongoing, I'm going to get better at it pretty quickly. And for your content, when you do start to see results, you then won't stop creating more, because the goal was to put out good content, it wasn't to get a result that you failed to achieve. So if it's working, you keep going. If it's not working, you're going to keep going and you'll get better and better, and you'll find out things that are values that your customers are looking for. And at that point, they're going to start sharing it around themselves. So if you want any help creating good content, even if it's consultation on what to do yourself, I'm Mike from Blackpool Media. Thank you.
Mike, John.
Morning everyone, my name's John Freeman from the One Stop Property Shop. I was just thinking of, I was nearly going to go, I'll have 1 year, we're going to manage on, we're in fact to manage another one. I'm looking for clinics, doctor surgeries, dentist surgeries, any practitioners that might have a business that they look after people that need some maintenance done, bit of paint and decorate in front of the shop, surgery area. So if you know anyone that has businesses along those lines, doctor surgeries, dentist surgeries, orthopaedic, chiropractic, that kind of stuff. Vets. Yeah. I might need a bit of maintenance on their business premises. Keep me in mind for that. Also, the usual bathrooms, kitchens, paint and decorate. Keep me in mind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. James is next. James is next. I'm going to follow my own.
Morning all, James from BHK Insurance Services, General Insurance Brokers. So we will have a crack at most things. However, we seem to be getting a run on landscape gardens at the moment for some reason. It's just one of these random things that come across. And as we know, anyone that is involved in the felling of trees is going to be a wonderful human being, especially if they've got a media company as well, and they're giving an award out on the same day. So if you know anybody who cuts trees down, cuts grass down, give them my number, because we are particularly strong at the moment for some reason. James, RMK, or BHK, whichever you fancy, whichever it is.
Thanks, James. Emma, your follow-up line.
Morning everyone. So yesterday I was fortunate enough to be in the audience with Bob Selder, who is an economist for the Bank of England. So I thought I'd just read a few of my notes that I made yesterday, rural business owners, homeowners, etc. So as we know, interest rates have gone up recently. The banks haven't actually said that interest rates are going to be going up. It's actually the financial market that has been trying to forecast that the actual interest rate. So he said that actually the banks at the moment are the strongest that they've ever been because of the stress tests that they have previously done, and people are less vulnerable because of this. People should be reasonably prepared, but they have been actually very strong and are continuing to do so. Inflation obviously has dipped slightly. It was at 10.1%, it's now at 9.9%, and interest rates always do go up when the inflation rates go up. So it isn't all doom and gloom as the media would like you to expect. The banks are strong and things are changing. Thank you.
Melissa, you're next, followed by Toby.
Good morning everyone, Melissa Jackson, Kenway Francis, last solicitor practitioner. We deal with all sorts of businesses and typically those that are in financial distress. This can include anyone that's suffering from credit pressure, experiencing cash flow difficulties, struggling with overheads and lease obligations, receiving threatening letters from creditors or HMRC regarding unpaid PAYE, VAT or corporation tax. Anyone worried about the repayment of bounce back loan? We assess the reasons why companies are in these difficulties. Try to resolve the matter with them. It could be an injection of cash is required. It could be an agreement with creditors required. It could be that they need to speak to HMRC about a time to pay arrangement. If the problem is more systemic, and it needs a more robust solution, we work with them, implement a plan, and find a solution. If you know anybody that's facing difficulties, please refer them to me. Melissa Jackson, Kenway Francis.
Thank you very much, Melissa. Toby, you're next, followed by Vincent.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to be here on time. As you know, I'm helping companies to measure, to understand, and to enhance the motivation of their staff. So, just a reminder of the type of companies I like to be put in touch with. Those that are going through change, or maybe going through change, or have gone through change and growth. Also, those that are stagnated and need to kick up the arse. In terms of individuals, HR consultants, HR managers, recruitment consultants, office managers. Anybody that works with companies that have employees, so accountants, payroll companies, employee benefits, healthcare consultants, that sort of thing, and also business coaches, because I can collaborate with business coaches and provide maps to their clients. So if you know anybody like that you'd like to put me in touch with, I would be very grateful. Toby Acton, doing motivational stuff.
Thanks, Toby. That's my list, but I don't do the motivation. Thanks. Vincent, you're next, and you're followed by Ben.
Call me everyone, Vincent from Speedprint. Does anyone know what a pole pocket is? A pole pocket? This is a picture of a pole pocket.
That's a pole pocket.
This is a pole pocket. It's exactly what it is. It's a pole. It's a pocket for poles. Not for Polish people, but for scaffolders and construction workers. For the scaffolding cutters that we do. Here's a few samples of ones we prepared for some very happy clients. Okay, so basically they are seamed, welded pole pockets that go on the double-sided PVC. Let me just read out the stats for you. It's light stock lining to prevent show-through from the reverse. High-quality full-colour print. Fire-rated to comply with UK and European fire safety standards, and printed with fade-proof UV-based ink. So if you know any construction companies or scaffolders that would benefit from something like this, me.
Ben, you're next, followed by Mike the Man Rogers.
Good morning, guys. Ben Golding from Utility Warehouse. Now, Vision Best bundles just got better. UW now already offers the cheapest energy in the UK. Always going to be less than the government's energy guarantee. But now there's more. On top of the great savings that we're already offering our customers, new homeowners switching 2 or more services will get an additional £100 bill-busting boost that will be applied to their second bill. Now, the only way you can get this, refer them to me. So there's nothing stopping people from getting to the UK's best saving with UW. So, this week I'm looking for people you know that would like to save money with at least 125 below the cheaper than anybody else, £100 extra boost on their second bill, £200 to cover termination charges, £50 credit on their cashback card, as well as other discounts on their broadband and money off by using our cashback card. Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse.
Faster than Toby, it's more reassuring. Thank you, Ben. Mike, you're next, followed by Stuart.
Morning, everybody. I have nothing but good news for you. Now, historically, I always contact my clients 3 months before their current deal ends, because it's always been the case that you can select a product today that will automatically start in 3 months' time when their current rate ends. A couple of weeks ago, I told you that Barclays have just extended that window to 6 months in advance. Yesterday, Nationwide followed suit and extended to 6 months. HSB and Santander have extended to 4 months. The rest of them are still at 3 months, but if the top Barclays and Nationwide have gone for 6 months, chances are the rest of them will follow. So, if you or anybody you know has a mortgage rate which is due to end any time in the next 6 months, you need to be talking to me now, because we can select a rate at today's rate. You'll get the benefit of the rate you're on for as long as it's going to be there. The new rate will automatically start when the old rate ends, and if interest rates go up any more in the meantime, you've already got your rate fixed at whatever it is today.
Mike. Stuart, you're followed by John Hammond.
Good morning, everybody. Stuart from LG Networks. Just wanted to recount a story of a customer we've been working with over the last couple of weeks. They've spoken to us and they told us they're going to be relocating, they're going to be moving office. It's great for them, exciting time. So we told them the first thing we need to talk about is about getting your internet connection into your new premises. They said, oh yeah, we're definitely going to do that, This conversation's gone on, and frankly, we like to talk to our customers when things they're important, but they're not urgent. Okay, which is how we like to plan a project through, and we can schedule things in. Of course, unfortunately, this customer has just deliberated and thought about it. Just basically taken too long. They've now signed their contract, they want to move in the week after next. It's now urgent and important. Unfortunately, the one company, or Openreach, just don't do urgent and important. Alright? Nothing is urgent and not that much is important. So unfortunately, we've had to put in a temporary solution to get this customer through. We can do that, but let's speak to people when things are important before they get urgent. Stuart at LG Networks, thank you.
Very good. The Eisenhower thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Neil, you're next, followed by John Hammond.
Hi everyone, Neil from the Event Catering. Very busy at the moment on corporate work, corporate buffets, and we're just about getting ready to start the next TV shoot, which is in Brentwood in a couple of weeks' time. It's a Christmas special. It's arts and crafts thing. I think it might be the Kirsty Hall sort of thing, but I just don't ask. But it's in Brentwood. Yeah, I'm not sure if that means I'll be able to make the meetings or not. I don't know if that's the way or not. But yeah, busy in that respect. So that's Neil with Event Catering, looking for more corporate clients. Thank you very much.
Yeah, getting the sausage is in Kirsty line. Just thought I'd throw it in. John Hammond's next.
Good morning, everybody. As you should know by now, I'm John Hammond from JMH Technology. We supply all your security needs. I've been harping on about fire alarms, and the reason I've been harping on about fire alarms is because it is very important. One of our clients we do the access control and CCTV for has just had his insurance refused because the landlord's fire alarm is still in fault 6 months after the guy did a visit last time. So if you need someone to go and look at your fire alarm, we're here to help. It can be a simple fault, and we are open and honest about the charges. That's me, John Hammond from JMH Technology, applying technology to security.
Paul, your
I'm called Limited by Limited, we're a communications agency and we help businesses communicate clearly and effectively. I'm really looking at the moment for businesses that want to review and revise what they already have. Be it websites, brochures, leaflets, presentations, pitch documents, basically anything they use that explains who they are or what they do. Quite often, these sort of things are created a while back. They can be tired, out of date, and may no longer reflect what the business actually does. Or it may explain what the business does, but not in a very good way. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for businesses who want to refresh what they're saying and actually tidy it up and make it sharper, more punchier, more clear, and more effective. Paul, a little bit by that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Terry, your follow-up.
Yeah, good morning everybody. Terry Magan from TM Law Solicitors. Just a typical example of the sort of work I wanted to look for. A client came in. She came in as an employment issue with an employer. They're a small company of 20 odd people. Turns out that this employee that they want to, well, they've got an issue with rather, has got cancer, which is not great, so there's a long-term issue there. He also, when I dug a bit deeper, turns out he's a director, and then turns out he's also a shareholder. So multiple problems there. There's a shareholder agreement to look at as well. And then just the icing on the cake, just I thought I'd got to grip with all those issues. This man's wife works for the company. She's never done a day's work and earns 38 grand a year. They want to get rid of her as well. So I've got a multitude of things. They all started off from a little issue with this, what they said was an employment issue. It's now spread out, and they're now going to get involved in all of those issues and try and take this company forward, get rid of the issues that they've got, and deal with them. So those are the sort of things I want you to look for. No matter how small the problem might seem at the start, they'll develop into much more interesting and lucrative work. It's Terry Magan, TM Law. Thank you. Shut up.
When you say interested to the lawyer, it means it's valuable. Scott, you're next. Leanne follows.
Good morning everyone, Dr. Scott from SEO, doing all things internet, making the web work, something to do. One of my favourites and one of the easiest ways that you can find a referral for me, and I'm fairly confident that probably about half of you during your week are likely to send an email to a business that doesn't have a branded business email account. Someone's still piggybacking on a Gmail account or an AOL or a BT Internet. Basically, they're set up unprofessionally, they're damaging that first impression look of their business, and it's so easy to solve things. So if you do happen to send an email or reply to an email from a client or a contact on your list, they're a business but they don't look like it, in that email just drop a couple of lines on the bottom. By the way, give my friend Scott a ring, he can sort it out for about 50 quid. And that's it, easy as.
Scott. Leanne, you're followed by the third mic.
Good morning everyone. I'm Leanne from Brooklyn Interiors and I give cover boom to your room. So interior design is not all about going in, ripping everything out and putting new in. Recently I've had a couple of people that are fed up with the grey or just want to change different things in their room. So I go in, I sit down with them and I find out what they want. So they're keeping the sofa, they're keeping the carpets, but we work with different colours and they just can't see how it works. So that's something I can do, so it's not all about everything's new. So that's me. Yeah, if you know anyone that wants to change a room or is having a refurb, sometimes they don't plan the layout in a refurb, and that can cause delays and cost issues. That's the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike Hickson, followed by me.
Morning everyone, Mike Hickson from NSA Systems, based in Billericay, the group's friendly IT service provider. NSA Systems specialise in the provision of IT security and secure Wi-Fi solutions. And it's a popular misconception that Wi-Fi is purely a way of getting a mobile device to connect to the internet when it can't plug into a network. But it's a lot more than that. I'm sure you've all seen crime dramas where the police actually track someone's movements by triangulation through the mobile phone device, and that's where they were at that particular time. Wi-Fi can do exactly the same thing. So we can supply a system which can go into a big exhibition hall. It can track the movement of people going around the hall, and when they get to a certain stand, the system can automatically send an email to them, invite them on the stand, or better still, give them a discount to buy something on the stand. So if you know anyone who runs exhibitions, put them my way and we can sort that out for them. That's Mike from NSA Systems.
Thank you, Mike. I'll be followed by Tina. Amy Smart from Tina. Last week, it was all here, I showed you my vodka. This week, another tool. This is a precedent book from our Encyclopedia of Forms and Precedents. It provides agreements, it provides drafting assistance to me. So, when you ask me to draft, say, terms and conditions, I've got my own bank of precedents, but it does mean if anything out of the ordinary, I can have access to this to help me produce additional information and additional drafting. So, I've got the damn things, help me use them. Anybody who wants a commercial contract, terms and conditions as I mentioned, contracts of employment, leases, all things that I do and draft, use those to do it. Same as Smart and TM Law. And Tina's next, followed by Paul.
Good morning everybody, my name's Tina and I come from Liberty Executive Services. I offer a secretarial and admin service. I cover local and nationwide. Using Liberty Executive Services offers all the professional skills and experience an efficient PA in a virtual world, which gives you the flexibility and time release to focus on greater demand, business demands, whilst knowing that someone will always be there at any time to assist. Your time saved is a job well done. Liberty Executive Services can help save you and your company money by being self-employed. As everyone knows that you have to pay national insurance, tax is paid, and maternity pay if someone is employed by your company, whereas you don't have to if you use someone like me. And only pay for the time that I spot you. Oh, God. We are on the ball, aren't we? So, anybody that needs help, please pass my details. That's me, Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not 9 to 5, I'm a top to
You're a top to finish. I've never belled you before. Your 60 seconds is usually 20.
Yeah, well there you go.
Well done.
Thank you very much, Tina. Thank you very much, Tina. Last but by no means least, Paul Booth.
I'm Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Chartered Certified Accountants based in Brentwood. Something we do is we sell online software. So Xero, Free Agent, QuickBooks Online, Sage Business Cloud. We are wholesalers, meaning we can get the software a lot cheaper than if people go to
individually to those, grade 2 then, we get big discounts because we buy in bulk. So I'm looking for people who haven't started their online journey yet. It's a good time for anyone, particularly new businesses. We're taking on new business all the time. We haven't got any history yet, so it's nice to start them up with software straight away. And even established businesses, it's also good to set them up. So Paul Booth from Booth & Co. Minimise tax, maximise wealth.
Thank you all. 5 seconds left. Thank you all for your contributions today. This is the second round. I'll hand you over to Mike for the award of the Oscar.
I'm still waking up on mine though. I'm going to stay sitting down just because I can read the notes down. Another late entry from Paul there because I have no idea who sold his counting software, so that's one note one. Scott, absolutely about branded email addresses, see it all the time, it's such an easy fix. Yeah. Note to James for being the only one that tried to suck it up for the Oscar, so there's plenty of choice there, doesn't win it though, and then with ridiculous enthusiasm. Winners, I was 50-50 actually, between Mike Hickson, who I didn't realise works for MI5 and can stalk you around places like this. Fantastic idea, being able to send emails out as people get to stands. But I'm going to give it to John Hammond just because I was in a class the other day, class the other day, and the fire alarm was going off constantly throughout, and they solved it by just turning that electric system off, and I feel it's far too common. So, there you go. Right.
Just think how easy it would be to use it.
Yeah, I couldn't take that.
Blame it off the table earlier.
Right. Thank you very much, Mike. Well done, John. Right, we move on. And as always, next it's the meeting secretary, Scott.
Well, so far, I'm delighted to report 19 of these referrals coming in this week, which is a lovely number. I think it's almost 1 each today. So you do remember to put them through the B-form system, not just the green bits of paper on Thursday morning. One other point to talk about today is the EBF Lottery Syndicate. Set up in June 2013. We're still going, 9 years in. We've won a little bit of things in September. We won 4 times. We won a grand sum total of £13.10, shared between the 20 of us in the syndicate. October, today or the day before, we won £5.40. But if you're not in and you do want to join the syndicate, please do. I'm going to send an email out today just to remind you. We've got 1 or 2 members whose payment methods have expired. Imagine if we won the big one and Aidan hadn't updated his card and didn't get his share of that.
The only one here for it.
Yeah. So there we go. It would be lovely. Obviously, if you want to come in, the more the merrier. We'll work it out. I think I rearranged the tickets that we spend about £2 per person per week, and that currently buys us about 16 or 17 tickets.
Do people that leave the group still, do they have to rescind their membership or that?
They are still in it. We still have a number of members from way back, but they're still paying money. It still means we have a bigger chance. So we could kick them out if we wanted to, but personally, I think the more the merrier. So lottery is about £2 a week for a ticket. So I had it set up so that if we've got 15 members, we buy about 15 tickets. It's a couple of quid. The way I've set my account up, you plug in your bank account details. Each time my account goes below £5, it tops up by 20. And it kind of treads water, but you put more money in.
The next week, mate, and you need to go away and think about how you're selling this. All I've said so far is I give you £2 a week or something. We sort of FA.
That's the lottery.
But it could be that you turn up 1 week and we're all not in it.
Remember when fun stops Scott. Scott, if you won, we will know you still turn up next week.
All I'd say is, Scott, if I did that, I'd throw myself out of the ground floor window. I couldn't think. But I would turn up. Right, okay, let's move on. Actually, Paul, just let us know about the next Synergy team meeting, because it's the finance one that's in the new month.
Yeah, professions, finance, and professionals Synergy team meeting next Tuesday, always second Tuesday of each month at George and Dragon at Mount Nessing, 4:20 p.m, finishing at 6 p.m. I'll send the normal reminder out to people, but hopefully get as many people as possible.
Thank you, Paul. 10-minute presentation.
Hello everyone. Right, this morning's presentation I'm going to focus on the political stigma surrounding the Taiwanese ink manufacturing industry in the 1950s. So it's going to be a good laugh. But before we get into that, I'm just going to tell you a few things about myself. My great-great-grandfather, Charlie, he was killed at the Battle of Little Bighorn. He wasn't involved, he was camping next door and he went over to complain about the noise. The old jokes are the best. I've got 2 children, Jane and Emma. Sadly, they get bullied at school. I can't make it stop, but I can help them rise above it. I sat them down the other day and said, listen, boys, I was stopped by a market researcher in Ganshill the other day. She said, can I ask you 10 questions? I said, sure. She said, question 1, have you ever had a blackout? I said, no. And she said, and finally, question number 10. Right, that's the jokes. Now let's get serious. Right, so I'm going to share some of the advantages of using a local printing company rather than buying print online. So there's a few plus points. You, the customer, like to have a touch and a feel, don't you, Paul? I do. Not yet. There's nothing better than seeing a sample of a printed product before you buy it. When you see me in person, you'll also be able to talk about the optional extras like thicker material, lamination, and spot varnish finishes. Not yet. We've had over, believe it or not, 40 years experience in print. We know what we're talking about. We're professional. We want you to walk away with the product you didn't think you wanted, but you're delighted that you've got it. If we can make it more cost effective for you by suggesting larger quantities for only a few pounds more, then we'll make you aware of it. We want you to tell your friends, colleagues and business contacts how good that bloke Vince from Speedprint is. Also, there's 3 parking outside of our shop, so you can manage to get yourself to the village and get safely past the gangs of drug addicts and beggars hanging around on the streets, which there actually are. You can have a cup of tea with me in our executive lounge and discuss your printing projects. It's very easy to find yourself being seduced by certain online printing companies offering business cards for £6, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Once you start changing the parameters, the cost starts going up. The standard entry level, sorry, I've got a shaky hand, I can't stop it. The standard entry level £6 business card is printed single-sided on 280 gram thin uncoated board, and the quantity you order is 250. The turnaround is 5 days and you pay for delivery. When you start designing your business card using one of their online templates, boy have I seen some disasters. No one at the other end checks your masterpiece. You pay up front and they print it. That's it. So if you bugger up your design, that's exactly what you end up with. At Speedprint, however, we check the files you send to us. We make sure it's sized correctly. The colours are CMYK, the fonts are embedded, there's bleed and crop marks, and we check for typos. I will add that if they come from a graphic design like Matt's, the files will be perfect and print ready. Speedprint, me, are real people. We're contactable on a landline and a mobile number any time of day, except when I'm in the bath. And we know who you are, we remember your name and what you had printed with us previously. On a good day, we even remember the names of your pets. You're not a customer reference number to us. Ready? Every client, whatever size their business is, benefits from that's the right one. Cool, that's it. A Speedprint 5-star preferred blue chip executive priority service. What that means is you get a Vince. Sit down now. Vince sees your job through from start to finish. If the completed job isn't up to Vince's standard, it gets reprinted before you've even seen it. Why? Why do we do that? Because Vince cares. Why do we care? Because that's how we've built our business over the past 35 to 40 years, with care, consistency and attention to detail. Bad printing reflects unfavourably on us. Good printing results in repeat business, positive feedback and new clients. Now these are genuine customer reviews that we've received from our clients in my Speedprint testimonial book. Hang on a minute, get it right way out. I'll just read a couple. How are we doing for time, Vince? Oh, only 4 minutes, that's good. Vincent has been our printer and designer since we started our estate agency in 1994. Take out the word designer then. And despite being a difficult customer, he deals with all we throw at him. He's thorough, quick, and very professional, and I would recommend him. That was from Howard Peterman, Peterman's Real Estate. This is from Stephen Goldstone at Cube Developments. I've been using Speedprint for many years, cannot recommend them highly enough. Vince's vast experience, speed and efficiency are matched with excellent quality and all at a reasonable price. Next slide, please. Because someone else saying you're great is much better than saying it yourself. Thank you, Paul. Up to this point, I haven't named any online print suppliers because I'm a gentleman, but now's the time. These are a selection of genuine customer reviews on their experience using a company, shall we say, is called, let's say, Vistaprint. Let's use them as an example. I want you to know that I haven't made these up. These are real reviews, and I feel that reading them is relevant. But to lighten the mood, however, I'll read them in the accents in which I believe they were written. Geek. This is Geek. My new business cards look smaller and cheaper than any I've seen before. It literally looks like an imitation of a real business card. Feels like a knockoff made in China. West Country. I have noticed that Vistaprint cards are pretty low quality. I can remember 2 specific instances someone handed me a business card, and as soon as I touched it, I shuddered and thought, Vistaprint. Why am I doing this to myself? Only got a few. Why am I doing it to you? Because I'm a show-off. And I can do accents. American South. I just wanted to say there is something suspicious about free. I think I figured out what it is. On the back of the absolutely free card, they advertise themselves on my business card. Birmingham. Sorry about this, John. People recognise Vistaprint cards all the time, and not in a good way. Small businesses need to understand that your card is a reflection of the way you conduct business, either professionally or amateurishly. Liverpool. I'm confused as to why Vistaprint would sell noticeably smaller business cards. They won't even bother to make them smaller, not stick with the industry standard. That makes no sense. I'll not buy from them, regardless of the low cost. That wasn't very good, was it? Irish. Now, I've decided today whether I'm going to do Northern Irish or Southern Irish, but I think this sounds more like Southern Irish, and thank God, only a few minutes left. I received my business cards, and yes, they are a disappointment. They look noticeably smaller, and they look cheap. We're starting up a business, and they will go into the trash, as we simply do not want to use them. They look homemade. Now, if these comments bother you, or don't bother you, I should say, if these comments don't bother you, then you are Vistaprint's target market, not ours, and I bid you a peaceful journey. Thank you. Right, should we do the door price?
Let's do the questions.
Oh, no, the questions, yeah.
What was that last accent?
That was sort of gangster accent. Well, are there any questions? Oh, hello, Paul.
Yeah, those Vistaprint reviews, did you write them all yourself, or did you get it up?
Do you know what? I didn't even hear it, thank God, so I'm going to answer it. What did you say?
Those Vistaprint reviews, did you write them all yourself, or did you get?
No, they are genuine.
Oh, okay.
They're genuine from the company, shall we say, it's called, let's say, Vistaprint. Other printers are available. Thank you very much. Is that it? Right, let's do the refer. Yes, James.
Is the touch and feel of Vince in person built into the cost?
No, we don't charge for touch and feel the customers. I mean, the products. The products. Any more? Thank God. Oh, right, yes.
What, you said come and drop in for a cup, what tea do you have?
It's decaffeinated tea, isn't it?
Okay.
Decaffeinated
That's
tea.
very
No,
disappointing, but yeah, thank you very much.
Any more? Let's do the, should we do the door prize now?
Yeah. Go on then.
Let's do the door prize. And the winner is it's from Emma to Howard Bullock.
Hey.
I just want to tell you that the other night I had this nightmare. I had this nightmare that 500 sheets of paper were attacking me, but when I woke up it was a bad read.
That's actually quite a bad science at the moment.
It is, though. You wouldn't believe how much that stuff's gone up.
You wouldn't believe how much I go through, so thank you.
Right, okay, Vincent, if you could do the running.
Mine's a bad leg when you do it.
We'll start with Paul, work our way around.
Yeah, very good echelon, Paul. Thank you. And Vincent, excellent, thank you. I just imagine you were practicing those accents for probably weeks. But some even the last probably.
It's why my wife hates me.
Yes. Thank you very much.
One of the reasons.
Ex-members for about 4 grand. Good meeting.
Thank you for that. That's funny. You made me laugh, mate. I was at last Thursday. I was at a networking event. I was speaking to this guy, and he was telling me how he was an executive business coach, and he was working with some Premier League footballers on life coaching and all sorts. Blah blah blah. I finished up, and we had our exchange of business cards, and he literally he managed to have ended me, handed me that. It was just shit. It really was. So I know exactly. Which is why we use you pretty much.
Thank you very much.
2 referrals, one for John Freeman, we discussed. He's popping around to see me tomorrow. And same one, I'm not going to do that away. One for Terry Malin to go and do someone's nuts off for us. That's a referral. All park service, I believe.
Heavy night.
A little bit. Yes, lovely. Thank you for this. I go through this ridiculously, so that's very handy. So thank you. Lovely presentation. I've got 2, but they're not from here. So one's for Jane. We want to book afternoon tea for November. The other one's for Howard. So we'll to them next week. Thank you.
Yeah, another good meeting. Great head slot for that. I'm not sure whether that's in your criteria of your appearance and size. Hey,
I was saving paper because it's so expensive and didn't have any.
must do better. Vince, really entertaining. Thank you. And meaningful. We all have to compete with online suppliers who don't provide what they supply. So, and Leanne, look forward to seeing you this afternoon. Thank you.
Great meeting, great to be back, and I've been to a couple of meetings recently, so it's always good to be back to see everyone. Paul, thank you very much for the referral from your client. I've spoken to him, and he's not going down the insolvency route, so I've helped him out on that one. John, I know that I need to speak to you about providing for me, gates and stuff. Thank you very much for that. I can't remember what else I was going to say, I've forgotten now. I need to speak to you about Outlook and backups and things like that. Yeah, another great meeting. Thanks very much indeed.
Yeah, it's cool. Education slot. One of those things. You need so much found across top of it. Find time to do that. But yeah, I've got a referral here from Mike, so I want to give you the walking with a bad leg. Look forward to seeing you next week. I've got someone said you had a bad leg.
He said I had a bad leg.
And I need to dive off, so see you all, and I'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Just sneak off that on those. Sorry. Just sneak off that on those.
Bye, James.
See you, James. Just a minute, a little bit longer.
So anyway, that's James, right?
I'll cover for him. Great education slot, isn't it? I really enjoyed that, mate.
I just did 10 minutes, not the education.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. Great education slot. About 10 minutes, you always make me feel good about having cards from someone else. And
I've never forgiven you for that.
I know, yeah. You have covered everything I own your stickers, so right, I've got a 1-to-1 with Scott last week.
You've got one last week, didn't you?
No, I had one last week.
Oh, sorry.
I've got the paperwork in now. And thank you for the money to James.
Great meeting, as always. Had a one-to-one atonement last week. Just enjoyable. Thank you very much.
that was aimed at him, not you.
Yeah, great session. It's always very entertaining. And I never forget what the first thing you said to me when I started coming to you. With Paul, always need to remember when you pop it in someone's hand, you need to make sure it's firm and not floppy. And then always say when it happens.
Pleased to be of help.
Apart from the first 2 minutes, it was an excellent 10-minute presentation. The first 2 minutes were all from jokes. The rest got much, much better. I just started talking about your distance, so thank you very much. I prefer the jokes. I mentioned it to Carol, and I think we'll tell you that we were 20 today, 19, but Neil hasn't filled it in, and put him in later, and there's 20 people, so a much better turnout than last week, and let's see if we can do better next week.
Great, Eswap. Yeah, love that. Actually, really, really good. Vince, always love your 10 minutes. Very entertaining but educational as well. And you've helped me out in the past as well with the audit services and things like that as well. So your work is always top notch and great sort of service that we get with the bits as well. So thank you very much. I've got to thank you for the money there for Mike.
Let's get any particular one.
Thank you for the money there for Mel. That Mel. And then a referral there for Emma. A friend of mine wants to sell her property on the market that we spoke about earlier as well. Thank you very much. Great meeting. See you next week.
Before you go, one of your shoelaces is undone. I wouldn't like to see you.
It's supposed to be like that.
I wouldn't be telling that here.
It's fashion, apparently.
Come on. You need your belt.
It's lovely to be back. That's good as been well there for Jack Street. It is good to be back. Sure, I'll see you tomorrow. There's a couple of other leads cut. Leanne, one with Sue, one with Mel. Mine. Yeah, it's lovely. It's really good to be back. It's lovely being here.
It comes, isn't it?
All I can say is that Vince and I went to the same school. I left 50 years ago and he's still recycling the same jokes.
I think that market research joke is quite funny, actually. It's one of the best.
Really good slide, Paul. I've got my mind off at home. I'll read that. Really good 10 minutes there.
Thanks.
I know all the clients that I have in London, they still use your services, so they really ask them to do what you do for them and the quality. So that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send you an invoice. See you all next week.
Thanks for your 10-minute talk. I can vouch for your printing. You've done a wonderful job for me. And I've got a referral for Jane, but she's not here. I've booked her after this week. Oh, we
lovely.
can too. Yeah. 1 or 4.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well done. Well done, Vince. I miss my dad every day. No, one thing I don't miss about it. Dad jokes.
Bad jokes, yeah.
Oh, Tina.
Thank you.
One from you. What was I spoke about it? I'm going to speak to him about it. Doing that statement about all developing some more. One for Howard. It's not here though.
Yeah, great. That's a lot, Paul. It's a really useful tool. I like that one a lot. also a special mention to Stuart for interweaving Ed's knowledge with his second mic. He didn't even mention it. Thought that's very good. I want to give you the Oscar. Yeah. Honorary Oscar. Vince, yeah, it ended better than it started. We'll say that. But it was a good 10 minutes.
You when it was finished?
No, the ending was better than the start. Yeah. I was at a networking meeting a few years ago, and two people, completely different businesses, had exactly the same cars at the same design. A little bit embarrassing for them. I don't know where they came from. Yes, I had a one-to-one with Paul DeLuc, as he mentioned. Who's the other? That's with Paul Poo. Oh, okay, come on.
We're probably going to be 42 on.
No, that's for Paul Booth. Company set up, I'll send you some information. And as a result of the one-to-one with Paul DeLuc, I refer to Paul DeLuc because copy editing, which has already started on, to turn my shit into something that makes me sound half-decent and intelligible. I will sadly be away for the next couple of weeks. I have a meeting with my grandsons. But I wish you well.
Yeah, great Ed's lot. I will read when I've got my glasses on. Great 10 minutes. I've never once sent you anything with a typo. Not once. No. Maybe 3 or 4 times. I did a one-to-one for the go-karting, or I'm sure whether I was meant to, as I didn't.
I've already given you the point.
Yeah. And I've got referral for Scott for a website, which I spoke. Well, I dropped it on an email to the guy, and I will touch base with him again because he's got no website.
Thank you very much.
And I apologise for the vocal, but if anyone knows any good couriers that they want to bring along to the actual session, I would love to talk to them, as long as they're not DHL.
Thank you very much, everyone. I think I've got a one-to-one with you straight after the meeting.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Right. Listen, thank you very much for running. Thank you for 10 minutes, and thank you for everything else well done. Right. We move into the final knockings of the meeting. Are we going to do a referral reality check, Scott? Or are you going to do it? Could do. Go for it.
Do you want the select all? Thanks, listen. I'm just going to read some out. Mike Skinner to Ben, VW. UW.
Yeah, all done.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Well, that's really well. Some John Hammond to James, car insurance.
I don't know. I didn't even back of it.
I'm going to check that out. Paul James, our third annual review of pensions and investments. Done. Last one. Paul Stewart, annual funds and internet. There's the work.
All seems to be working nicely. Good. Right. That's just about it. As usual, end of the meeting. Anybody got any announcements they want to make? Make this your opportunity. No. I send you out.
How does one show interest in going to the EDF Christmas deal? Because I can't find any notification where
Well,
I'm
you've shown that you're interested.
Do I have to pay the deposit?
Yeah, well, it's an email. I'm going to get back from Monday. We'll send an email out to everybody that wants to come, and then get the funds when it gets back.
Yeah, I'm going to send an email asking for money, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The 13th, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, 13th.
Yeah, Tuesday 13th.
December.
Tuesday.
Yes,
Where is it?
Mexico.
Oh, I love this.
Not Mexican.
Is that date definite?
Yeah, Tuesday's safe.
Right. Okay. Nice and sunny. I want to send you out into the sunshine. Have a good day. Have a good week. See you next week.